New section content. Okay, can we talk about something that quietly messes with my brain in the best way? Paradoxes. And before you think this is going to be some heavy philosophy class, don't worry, I'm not here to give you homework. I just want to explore why some ideas feel impossible, and yet weirdly true at the same time. Because lately I've been noticing something. The more we talk about timelines, consciousness, and how reality shifts, the more paradox starts showing up everywhere. So, what's a paradox? Really? A paradox is basically when two things that shouldn't both be true somehow are. And your brain goes, wait, hold on, that doesn't make sense. But instead of breaking reality, paradox actually expands it. It's like reality suddenly has more dimensions than we thought. And honestly, if you've ever felt like life is changing but nothing dramatic has happened, you already understand paradox more than you realize. When logic starts bending, take the classic one. This sentence is false. If it's true, it's false. If it's false, it's true. It's a loop. And loops are interesting because consciousness loves loops. We see them in thoughts. We see them in patterns. We even see them in timelines. When you feel like you're revisiting the same lesson but from a different angle. Not woo-woo. Just human experience. The twin paradox, and why time feels weird. Here's one that always gets me. In physics, there's something called the twin paradox. One twin travels super fast through space and comes back younger than the one who stayed home. Same life, different experience of time. And suddenly you start wondering, what if time isn't one straight road for everyone? What if we're each moving through reality at slightly different speeds? Emotionally, mentally, energetically. It's how we experience growth. Another one I love is the ship of Theseus. If you replace every part of a ship over time, is it still the same ship? And honestly, isn't that us? We change habits, we change beliefs, we change entire versions of ourselves. But something inside still says, I'm me. That's the paradox of identity, where consciousness sneaks in. Here's my favorite part. Paradoxes don't just challenge logic, they reveal how consciousness works. Because when your brain hits a paradox, it has to hold two ideas at once. And that moment, right there, is where perspective expands. It's not about solving the paradox. It's about noticing how your awareness stretches. That's the same space people describe when they talk about intuition, higher awareness, or even Akashic-style thinking. Not as beliefs, but as ways of perceiving. Why I think paradoxes matter. Right now, I've noticed a lot of people lately saying, I feel like I'm changing, but nothing huge happened. That's paradox energy. Life shifting quietly. Timelines feeling softer. Identity evolving without drama. And maybe paradox isn't confusion. Maybe it's just reality reminding us that things are more layered than we were taught. Closing. So, yeah. That's my little paradox ramble for today. Not to give you answers, just to open a few doors in your thinking. If you've ever had a moment where two truths existed at the same time, tell me in the comments. I love hearing how people experience this stuff. And if you're into exploring consciousness, timelines, and the weird, beautiful edges of reality, stick around. We're going to have a lot of fun here. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons.